In this video, we will be looking at trigonometry SohCahToa formulae triangles. In our last video, we looked at labelling the sides of a right angle triangle. In this video, we will decide which formulae triangle is needed based on the sides or angles that we have been given. This will in turn help us for the next video where we look to find a side by substituting into the correct formulae triangle. To start off with, we will look at 3 different examples and identify each time whether we are using SoH, Car or Toa to be able to calculate the missing sides or angles. To begin with, we need to label our sides of this triangle here. We will only label the sides which are given to us or we are trying to find. We start by recognising that across from this right angle is our hypotenuse. You can see that there is no letter or number next to this hypotenuse, so we will leave that letter blank even though we know it is the hypotenuse. This will help us when it comes to identify the correct formulae triangle to use. We'll next look at this 4 centimetre side. We should see that opposite the angle that has been given to us in X, we know that that is 4. That means the opposite side is equal to 4. The side that has the right angle and the angle next to each other is this 10 here. So that means 10 is equal to A. We use this information to help us work out which triangle uses both O and A. We look first to label up our opposite, and we can see that the sine triangle uses opposite and the tan triangle uses opposite. We will look now to see what uses the adjacent side. Cos has the adjacent side and tan has the adjacent side. The only triangle to use 2 of these sides is this tan triangle here. So in order to help us work out what is missing in this triangle, we can use Toa. We will now look at this triangle here. First of all, we will label the sides we have been given. Across from the right angle is our hypotenuse. This time we are given a number for hypotenuse, so we say this is equal to H. The other side we know is this 3 centimetres. That is opposite the angle we've been given, so that means O is equal to 3. We do not know any information about this adjacent side. We're not given a letter or a number, so we leave it blank. We look now to see what uses O and H. We can see that the opposite side is used in the sine triangle and the tan triangle. The hypotenuse is used in the sine triangle and the cos triangle. The only triangle to use 2 of these sides is this sine triangle, which means to work with this here, we would use SoH. The last example, we look at this right angle triangle here, which is 5 centimetres and 3 centimetres. Across from this right angle is our hypotenuse. We have been given a length as a number or a letter, which means we label it up as H is equal to 5. The next side we are given is 3 centimetres. Now this is on the side with the angle and the right angle are next to each other, which means 3 is the adjacent side. The side at the bottom here, which is opposite the angle, does not have a measurement, it does not have a letter, so we leave it blank. We look now to see what uses the hypotenuse in the triangle. We can see the hypotenuse is used in the sine triangle and the cos triangle. The adjacent side is used in the cos triangle and the tan triangle. The only triangle to use two of these sides is this cos triangle here, which means Ca will help us work out anything that's missing inside this triangle. Identify the correct Formulae triangle. Press pause while you have a go. First of all, we will label up our sides. Across from this right angle is 4.6. This is the hypotenuse. We are told its value, so we label it up as H. 3.3 is on the side where the right angle and the angle are next to each other. That means that 3.3 is our adjacent side. The side at the top does not have any number or letter, so we will leave it blank. We then look to see what triangle uses H. Sine uses the hypotenuse and cos uses the hypotenuse. We look to see what triangle uses the adjacent side. The cos triangle uses the adjacent side, the tan triangle uses the adjacent side. The only triangle to use two of those sides is this here. That means the Ca triangle will help us with our calculations.